talks.
Personally, I've always enjoyed my talks with Cardinal Gibbons. Or have I met him yet?
No, dear, not yet. Are the biscuits good?
Bully!
Would you like another biscuit, Dr. Harper?
No, thank you, Miss Abby. I'm afraid I'll have no appetite for dinner. I always eat too many of your biscuits just to taste that lovely jam.
Oh, but you haven't tried the quince. We always put a little apple in with it to take the tartness out.
No, thank you.
We'll send you over a jar.
No, you keep it here so I can be sure of having your biscuits with it.
You know, I do hope they don't make us use that dreadful imitation flour again. It may not be very charitable of me, but I'm starting to think this Mr. Hitler isn't a Christian.
If only Europe were on another planet.
Europe, sir!
Yes, Teddy.
Point your gun the other way!
Gun?
Teddy!
To the west! There's your danger! There's your enemy! Japan!
Why, yes, of course.
Teddy!
No, Aunt Abby. Not so much talk about Europe and more about the canal.
Well, let's not talk about war. Will you have another cup of tea, dear?
Oh, thank you, Aunt Abby.
Another cup of tea, Dr. Harper?
No, thank you, Miss Abby. Although I must admit that war and violence seem far removed from these surroundings.
Yes, it's peaceful here, isn't it?
Yes, peaceful. The virtues of another day. They're all here in this house. The gentle virtues that went out with candlelight and good manners and low taxes.
It's one of the oldest houses in Brooklyn. It's exactly as it was when Grandfather Brewster built and furnished it. Well, except for the electricity, and we use that as little as possible. It was Mortimer who persuaded us to put it in.
Yes, your nephew Mortimer seems to live only by electric light.
The poor boy has to work so late. I understand it's Elaine Mortimer's taking him to the theater with him. Teddy, your brother Mortimer will be back home a little later.
Delighted.
We're so happy it's Elaine Mortimer takes to the theater with him.
Well, it's a new experience for me to wait up until 3 o'clock in the morning for my daughter to be brought home.
Dr. Harper, I do hope you don't disapprove of Mortimer.
Well,
Since it was here, in our house, that your daughter met Mortimer.
Of course, Miss Abby, and so I'll say right away that Mortimer himself seems to be quite a worthy gentleman. But I must also admit that I've watched the growing intimacy between he and my daughter with some trepidation, for one reason, Miss Abby.
You mean his stomach, Dr. Harper?
Stomach?
His dyspepsia. He's bothered with it, so the poor boy.
No, Miss Abby, I'll be frank with you. I speak of your nephew's unfortunate connection with the theater.
The theater? No, Dr. Harper. Mortimer writes for a New York newspaper.
I know, Miss Abby, I know. But a dramatic critic is constantly exposed to the theater, and I don't doubt but what some of them do develop an interest in it.
Well, not Mortimer, who has no fear of that. Why, Mortimer hates the theater.
Really?
Oh, yes, he writes dreadful things about the theater, but you can't blame him. The poor boy, he was so happy writing about real estate, which he really knew something about. And then they made him take this terrible night position.
Oh, my.
But like he says, the theater can't last much longer anyway. And in the meantime, it's a living. Yes.
Oh, I'll get it.
Hello, Officer Brophy.
Hello, Miss Brewster.
How are you, Officer Klein?
Very well, Miss Brewster.
You know Dr. Harper.
Oh, yes. Hello, Dr. Harper.
Good evening. What news have you brought me?
Colonel, we have nothing to report.
Splendid, at ease.
Come for the toys for the Christmas fund.
Oh, yes.
That's a splendid work you officers do, fixing up discarded toys to give poor children a merrier Christmas.
Well, it gives us something to do instead of sitting around the station. We get tired playing cards and then start cleaning a gun. Next thing you know, you shot yourself in the foot.
Teddy, go get that big box from your Aunt Martha's room. Is Mr. Brophy better? Mr. Brophy's been quite ill, Dr. Harper.
Pneumonia. I'm sorry to hear that.
He is better now, a little weak still.
Oh, Bill, I'll go get you some broth to take to it.
Don't bother, Miss Abby. You've done so much for him already.
Oh, it's no trouble. Sister Martha and I made it this morning. She's off taking some to poor Mr. Basinski right now. Sit down and be comfortable, all of you.
She shouldn't go through all that trouble
If I know what pure kindness and absolute generosity are, it's because I've known the Brewster sisters.
Carolynn, you promised not to do that.
But I have to call a cabinet meeting to get a release of those supplies.
He used to do that in the middle of the night. The neighbors raised Cain with us. They're a little afraid of him anyway.
Oh, he's quite harmless.
Suppose he does think he's Teddy Roosevelt. Well, there's a lot worse people who think he was.
It's a shame. And that's feeling like he's catching it cuckoo.
Well, his father, the old girl's brother, was some sort of genius, wasn't he? And their father, Teddy's grandfather, well, I heard he was a little crazy too.
Yeah, he was crazy. Like a fox, coming $1 million. Really? Here in Brooklyn?
Yeah, half medicine. He was a kind of practice of sort, also took Edward from Arsenic. He was a house with a kind of clinic, tried to model people. Yeah, I hear he used to make mistakes occasionally too.
Did the department ever bother him about that?
Oh, the department never bothered him much because he was pretty useful in autopsy sometimes, especially poison cases.
Well, whatever he did, lots of daughters fixed the life. Thank God for that.
I'm well acquainted with their charities.
You don't know a tenth of it. When I was the missing person bureau, we were trying to fix an old man, but we never had time. Did you know there's a rental agency in this house now works those furnished rooms? There are no rent rooms here, but you can bet that anybody who comes here looking for a room goes away with a good man and $100 for their gift.
It's just their way of digging up people to do some good too.
Well, now, isn't this nice?
Good afternoon, Miss Brewster.
Good afternoon, Officer Brophy, Dr. Harper, Officer Clyde.
How are you, Miss Brewster? We dropped a big this
Oh, yes, Teddy's Army and Navy. They were out. They're all upstairs.
The colonel's upstairs after him. It seems the cabinet has to okay it.
Why, yes, of course. I do hope Mr. Brophy's better.
He is doing fine, ma'am. Your
We-
sister's getting me some beef broth to take to him.
Yes, we just made that broth this morning. I just took some to a man who broke, oh, so ever many bones.
Oh, Martha, you're back.
How is Mr. Basinski? He's not doing well, I'm afraid. The doctor was there. He says he's going to amputate in the morning.
Can we be present?
No. I asked him, but he says it's against the rules of the hospital.
You couldn't be of any service, and you must spare yourself something.
Well, here's the broth. Be sure it's good now.
Yes, ma'am.
This is hot. It'll make a lot of things happen.
That's General Miles. I've retired him. What's this? The Oregon?
Teddy, dear, put it back.
But the Oregon goes to Australia.
Now, Teddy.
I've given my word to Fighting Bob Evans.
But, Teddy.
Who cares what kid gets it? Bobby Evans, is he color? We'll run along with it. Thank you very much.
Not at all.
I really must be going.
Oh, before you go, Dr. Harper.
Charge! Charge the blockhouse!
The blockhouse? Why, yes, of course. The stairs will always stand one hill. Have you ever tried to convince him that he wasn't Teddy Roosevelt? Oh, no. No, he loves being Teddy Roosevelt. Once, a long time ago. Do you remember, Martha? We thought George Washington might be a good change for him, but he just stayed under his bed for days and just wouldn't be anyone. And we'd so much rather he be Teddy Roosevelt than nobody. Well, if he's happy. What's more important, you're happy. One moment, please. You'll see that he signs these. What are they? They're commitment papers. Well, why should Teddy sign any papers now? It's better to have it all taken care of. If the Lord should take you away suddenly, we might not be able to persuade Teddy to commit himself, and that would mean an unpleasant legal procedure. Miss Witherspoon understands her to be filed away until the time comes to use them. Miss Witherspoon? Who is she? She's the superintendent of Happydale. She's coming over tomorrow or the next day to meet Teddy. Dr. Harper's had it all arranged. I really must be going, or Elaine will be over here after me. Well, you give our love to Elaine. And Dr. Harper, please don't think too harshly of Mortimer because he's a drama critic. Somebody has to do those things.